A prepositional phrase has two or more words. It starts with a preposition. It ends with an object, which is always going to be a noun or a pronoun, or a word functioning like a noun, like a gerund. It includes any modifiers of the object. It does not contain a subject and a verb. That's a clause, not a phrase. And rarely it can function as a noun. You might have heard of Groucho Marx, a comedian, and what you might not know is that he wrote grammar jokes. Yes, these things do exist. For example, one morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got into my pajamas, I'll never know. The idea here is this modifier, in my pajamas, the prepositional phrase, should modify the noun right in front of it. So it's suggesting that the elephant is actually in the pajamas. Of course, I think it's supposed to be the speaker of this sentence, the I, that is actually in their pajamas, and you should reword that to avoid this modifier placement error. Not to explain the joke or anything. So it turns out the placement of prepositional phrases can be very important. Like most modifiers, the goal is to put the modifier as close as possible to what you're describing. So if you wrote a sentence, I heard about the meeting, this prepositional phrase, about the meeting, is right next to a verb, heard. But you have to be cautious about putting multiple prepositions in a row, or prepositional phrases in a row, that answer some different questions. So you might have heard about this meeting, and that's what you heard, and then where you heard it is in the men's room. But if you stack these prepositional phrases, then it's almost like you heard about a meeting that is occurring in the men's room. So this error could be fixed if you change the order to say, in the men's room, comma, I heard about the meeting. So in addition to placing prepositional phrases after a verb, we can put them at the beginning of a sentence as kind of like an initial or opening phrase, separated with a comma, that can apply to later parts of the sentence. And that can clarify that this is where I heard it and this is what I heard. So notice the difference. You can walk a dog in a bikini, suggesting the dog is wearing the bikini, or in a bikini, she walked the dog. And now it's correctly describing she. The modifier is next to what it's describing. On the 5th day of each month, Mr. Brown collects all of the reports from his students in every class except the last one. What's worth noticing is that from his students does describe the reports, and in every class does describe the students, and except the last one does describe every class. So this stack or sequence of multiple prepositional phrases in a row does work. 2. Take the child to the store on 5th Avenue for some new clothes. If you tried to rearrange the order of these three prepositional phrases, things would get a little wonky. Take the child on 5th Avenue to the store. Well, now we're talking about which child. So take the child to the store for some new clothes on 5th Avenue. Well, that's talking about clothes that are on 5th Avenue. So the order of these things definitely matters. So for the final 8, please shout out the prepositional phrases after I read the sentences. Number 2, as the snow gradually melted near that neighborhood, people with snow shovels in their hands emerged from their homes. There were 4 of them. Number 4, throughout his life, Henry slept soundly on a twin bed by the front window. There were 3 of them. 5. Meg answered the telephone within a minute of the first ring. There were 2 of them. 6. Under normal circumstances, we keep all records in the file cabinet until the next semester. There were 3 prepositional phrases. 7. The play about the brave hero was considered a success by everyone but the nasty critic at the local paper. There were 4 of them. 8. After 2 false starts, the referee warned the athletes about the penalties for such actions. There were 3 of them. 9. Without you at my side, I cannot do much of anything before 10 o'clock on the first day of each week. There were 6 of them. Number 10. Like any stranger on her way to the next town, the traveler from Barcelona lifted her suitcase and headed toward the bus station near 42nd Street. There were again 6 of them.